Hey guys, Rich Lopez with the Droptine Traditions podcast. I don't even know what episode it is, but it's up there. My buddy and guest tonight is Mr. Paul Newton from Michigan. How you doing, Paul?
Hey, good buddy, good to be here.
I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you. I like that shirt, by the way. My
Oh
man.
yes.
Have you ever met him?
No, no, no. This is from a concert I went to a few years ago in
Okay.
Detroit.
Yeah, he
Yep.
when I lived in Maryland, he came to do a show in Maryland in Baltimore, and he invited all the Maryland Bowhunter Society backstage to hang out with him. And he gave all of us peach cobblers and orange juice. That's how he entertained us. It was fun. We free tickets, free backstage passes. He was a really cool dude.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a life member.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't been fortunate enough to meet him.
Yeah.
And like I said, we went and seen him at Pine Knob.
Okay. Okay.
And my wife, she doesn't drink, she doesn't nothing. She always gets the drunkest person that's there to be next to her and want to be her friend. That's what happened there as well.
Okay.
It's entertaining to me, but that's why she doesn't do much concert things,
I
or
Yeah, I hear you.
yeah,
My wife's pretty much since her operation, she's kind of off that shit.
yeah,
So I pick up the slack for both of us.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so before we get into it, I just want to recognize our show supporters and sponsors. Traps Feather Rest, Daryl Damron, Traditional Bowhunter Magazine, Sauk Trail Archery. Great bowyer there, Mike Roberts. Stickbowsupplies.com. That's where I get all my traditional supplies. Whiskey City Trad Gear or WCTrad.com. Jessie Savage Blacksmith. He's coming back onto the show now that we're doing video. Traditionaljunk.com. St. Joe River Bow Company. TheEthicalPredator.com. And lastly, StickbowHuntsMX.com. So, Paul, I'm going to change gears as we go because, like I said, this is all strictly off the cuff. Can you just give us a brief background of your, born and raised?
Born and raised in Michigan, just south of Grand Rapids, for say, for people that aren't from Michigan, Kalamazoo area.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's bow hunting's been something I've done my whole life, traditional bow hunting, and it's well, you know, availability of land, hunting grounds, and things like that have affected me more than anything. And really, for me, I just make do with the best I have with what I have.
All right.
Um, Little state ground. I get invitations from buddies to go deer camps. Things, my dad's passed. Things in the family are, different now. And
Mhm.
well, the lesser ability to find hunting ground. Well, you just make do with what you have. And I have
Yeah.
a little at home, and that's what I do.
Now, what's Michigan? What's the deer harvest? What are the limits with deer in Michigan? Is it pretty liberal?
It is. $2. You can take a little buck, and then, well, it depends on where you're at, but most of Michigan, you can. It's a four on one side for your restricted tag, and you get a small buck tag. The northern regions, they have the four on one side rule.
So would that be considered the UP?
Um, the northern lower actually is as well. Actually, I think there's parts of the UP that's somewhat liberal now. I don't know that for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but but
Michigan's a big state.
yeah, yeah. But I know when I went and hunted Kalkaska, which is northern lower. Um, it's four on one side. You
Okay.
have to, use, but you know, where I'm at, I'm in mid Michigan. You could take a small buck and then you got your restricted four on one side.
Real
And
quick.
does are liberal. I mean,
Okay.
very.
So real quick,
Yeah.
just are you moving your phone?
Yeah.
How's the don't move it if you can't if you don't have to. Right there is perfect.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, that because when
Yep.
you move
Okay,
it, the
cool.
signal changes and then you break up. That's just the belly
Oh,
of the
okay.
beast. Um,
Yep, yep, yep.
so I would imagine, I guess your dad got you into hunting?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Um, he he was a compound guy when I was, old enough to remember. Previous to that, before I came along, he was, he was a recurve shooter. That's what he was taught by his grandpa.
Mhm.
And, his dad didn't do anything with it, but his grandpa did. And he went northern Michigan bow hunting, and
Mhm.
that's what he loved. And when I first started to learn archery, he taught me. He was shooting point blank new wave pro line bow, out of Hastings, Michigan. Um, and I was shooting a Browning Wasp. That's what I started with. And um, well, after a short time of that, he realized that I was having more fun than he was, and he picked the traditional gear back up.
Okay.
And we went from there. We went from there. And that's it was aluminum arrows,
Mhm.
junk broadheads. That's what they sold, in the store. I didn't know any better. So, but yeah, I moved on from that Browning and started shooting, Damon Howard recurves pretty much.
They're my favorite.
Um,
My favorite.
yeah, yeah. Um, Still aluminum arrows, and I used Muzzy heads through the '90s. That's what I did, and I killed a lot of deer with.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
back then we had land leases, and you know, hunted all over the place. It was great.
Yeah, it's yeah, finding land to hunt anymore. It's like when I moved out of Maryland. I mean, I still have a 300-acre plot I can go to anytime I want.
Hmm.
But I've been hunting here lately up in upstate New York with my buddy at his nephew's place. And man, we I wish we were there this week instead of last week because last week it was just starting. Scrapes, we we had this one buck. I knew that this buck had us pegged because my buddy would sit in the stand and hunt over this scrape. Nothing would happen. He'd leave to go back up for lunch. He'd come back in the afternoon. The scrape was tore up. And I said, dude, you got to stay in that stand all day, whether you like it or not. But he's 75 years old. Patience is at like,
Yep.
zero. I don't even do all sits all day, all day sits anymore. I just can't take it. Um, and I'm 10 years younger. But yeah, it's now it's off the chain, man. The pre-rut is here. Their chasing is going on. Everything's happening. Next week they'll be on lockdown.
Yeah.
What's going on in your woods?
Well, I got a little more hunting than the Orange Army comes out. That's pretty much what I got going on. I want to get in, with my work schedule, which I didn't work a hell of a lot through October.
Mhm.
Some things are more important, and definitely bow hunting is. So yeah, I got Veterans Day. I'm a postal employee, so I get that day off, and I got Thanksgiving and my regular days off. So not a hell of a lot more before the Orange Army comes out, and I might, you know, yeah, I might sit with a gun, I might not, but yeah, I'm hunting tomorrow night, and well, I've been seeing a lot of little ones. I mean, I've been seeing fawns. They come and lay down and fall asleep in front of me.
Mhm.
I'm 10 foot in the tree, and that's it. And I kind of seeing the same deer every set, which I'm thankful for. But I have been seeing a six, and well, if he makes a mistake, he's in trouble. I'd shoot him. I'm
Sure.
I'm not extremely particular, that's for sure.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. So that buck you shot, that was an 8 pointer, correct?
it was a 9.
Oh, nine. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Did you do
yeah.
it? What'd you do with the skull? Did you do a European?
I had a buddy do it. Yeah, my former boss actually. He started a taxidermy business, and I just sent it over to him and had him do a euro. But yeah, it was 82 degrees when I hung that deer.
Oh, got to
That
process it
was
quick. Yep.
yellow jackets and flies.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've got good neighbors, My land is extremely small. It's right in the middle of wonderful land that not many people hunt during bow season. I mean, it's cedar swamps, agriculture, bedding area. I mean, just thorns, crap that you don't want to crawl through. And now in the morning, that's the kind of shit they come out of.
Hmm.
And I don't do any trail cams or anything. I get what I get. We've had a lot of EHD issues, die-offs. The year before last was horrible. So I didn't really know what I was looking at going into this year. And the first deer I saw this year was that buck. But it's I'm close to neighbors. They were out on their deck putting bird feeders out at 7:30 in the morning, um, making noise. And this buck was actually 15 yards from me, getting ready to walk out of cover. And I was getting ready to put tension on the string, and he blew out of there. But it's something they're used to dealing with every day, just
Hmm.
like I am. They're always outside screwing around when I'm hunting. I don't. It is what it is. But that's the first deer that I saw, and he blew out of there, and that was it for the morning. But next morning, um, well, right at the crack of daylight, I had deer come in, a forkhorn and a doe, and they were in there. I mean, they come up 5 yards from my tree, and I believe they were sniffing where I walked in, possibly. But they were in there, and then I heard another deer coming, which I thought, well, here comes another doe. But it wasn't another doe; it was him again. But back to opening day. The first thing I noticed opening day when I got light enough to see I hadn't been in there, there was a scrape. I mean, close to my stand, a good scrape. And that's just a bonus. But back to the second day, that buck was obviously coming to check that scrape, and no neighbors activity, no nothing. The problem is I got two deer 5 yards, and then so I can't. I've got a 66 inch longbow, and I can't. Everything's got to be right before I can draw.
Oh yeah.
With the so fortunately, them I first thing I thought, but there's absolutely no way this is going to happen.
Mhm.
Um, them deer moved off a little bit. That deer is standing broadside 15 yards, and all I can see is his big eye and my shiny ass bow and everything else. My white beard. There ain't no way that I can move. And he turned away, quartering forward, and I drew and let him have it right, mid rib cage, and that was that. And like I said, immediate doubt. That's what happens,
Mhm.
sometimes. It's just everything happens so quick. I sat there for an hour before I got down. But
How far did he make it?
oh, probably about 100. But yeah, the thickest, nastiest crap. I mean, like I say, about 2 bounds and he's off my property.
Mm.
And it's it's what you got to deal with. Fortunately, I've had no negative issues with people, my neighbors, but these I'd never met. And I went up to the house and made a pot of coffee and tried to stay out of the woods. That's what I try to do. I try not to get right on them no matter what. But yeah, I called a brother-in-law, and you know we ended up knocking on the neighbor's door before we did really much. After I found blood, I mean there was a lot. And they were super kind and actually quite excited. That was just
Mm.
you know I the guy come out with a hat that had a deer on it, so I knew everything was going to be all right. But you know, he walked back, down the lane and picked up the blood from, me and my brother-in-law where we left out. And we ended up finding him pretty quick. And they kind of took over, really. He had his wife get the tractor, and he cut a couple little trees with a saw, and they took it out of there for me with a bucket and brought it to my house and even helped me hang it.
That's awesome. So did you
So
share
yeah,
some of, did
it
you
was
share some, did you share, I'm sorry.
good.
Did you share some of the bounty with them?
Well, what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to get them a gift card for the fanciest Italian
You broke up.
restaurant in Grand Rapids that I've ever been to
Okay,
for like
cool.
$150.
Oh,
That's
beautiful.
and I told them they were getting a Christmas card, but they thought I was kidding. Yeah, I was. They were super nice people.
Yeah,
Um, I didn't know what to expect when I walked up to their house. They're you know they're a long ways off the road, and they don't want to be bothered with. I would guess, but yeah, they were super great.
that's great.
But
That's
yeah,
great.
they're and like I said, it was hot, and I needed to dress that deer or get that deer hung, cut up, and well, as soon as that all started, everybody left. I was on my own, but I used to be a butcher, so
Oh, that
um,
helps.
I, yeah, yep, jerk everything out of the fridge, put all the quarters in there, get them cooling off.
Yep,
The wife didn't care for that. She didn't care for that really at all, but you know, you got to do what you got to do.
exactly.
But nobody guards the venison more than my wife.
Does she
She
eat?
loves that.
Oh, she loves it? Good, good.
She loves it. She loves it.
Yeah, I've had people tell me, oh, well, it tastes gamey, blah, blah, blah. I say, well, that's a myth. It's all in how you prepare it.
Yep, yep.
You just don't defrost it and cook it. You got to
No,
marinate it for 3 days.
yep.
Italian dressing or whatever.
Yeah, my wife told me when left for deer camp, I told her I was going to take some tenderloin, and she said, "You're not taking my tenderloin anywhere," is what she said. It's her tenderloin, she said.
Hmm.
So I
She's
made I made a neck roast barbecue. That's what I took,
okay.
and cheese and buns and chips, and yeah, that's what we lived on. It was great.
That's good.
But
I've never done anything with the neck in all the years I've been hunting. God, 51 years now. I've
yeah,
never had any use for neck meat.
yeah, I just crack pot it. I had to cut it in half,
Mhm.
crack pot it, pick it apart. It's like pulled pork.
Okay.
Barbecue, a little bit, not a lot. Too much ruins it. Just a little bit. You want the venison flavor, but yeah, it makes great sandwich on a bun, pepper jack, provolone, whatever. Wonderful. But yeah,
Yeah, last week in deer camp, when I was up in New York, my buddy brought a giant roast, and we put it in a crock pot with McCormick's pot roast seasoning, and that's it. And man, it was fabulous. I had
mm-hmm.
I had thirds. I couldn't stop eating it.
Yep. Yeah, I actually used some of their actually that was like for stew McCormick's. You can't
Mhm.
go wrong. Somebody's already done this shit and figured it out.
I know. Oh, when I lived in Maryland, um, McCormick's was not nearby my house. The actual plant.
Mm-hmm.
When you're driving around that, you can smell the seasoning in the air. It's
Yeah.
like, oh man. And one of my buddies was an electrician, and he was always there working. He was always bringing back all sorts of cool stuff. Yeah, that was awesome. So you mentioned longbow, 66 inch. What's your
Yep.
favorite longbow? What's your go-to bow?
Um, Northern Mist, Steve Trey. That's what I shoot.
Did you see the Cape Buffalo he killed a couple weeks
I
ago?
did. He's a bad SOB. He
Yeah,
is.
I camp
Yep.
with him. Him and Dixie come to the shoot here in Florida
Yep.
every year,
Yep.
and I've camped out with them. So they're fun people.
No, for sure. I've gotten to know him a little bit more, over the years.
Yep.
Yep. He's well, I never shot an ASL till I met him, and I seen him at Compton one year, about 4 years ago,
Hmm.
and I ran into him at the head, and he's wearing his cowboy hat, and I knew him from social media, and introduced myself, and I told him I want to shoot a hill style bow. I've never shot a hill style bow. And he said, "Well, I have one with me." So I missed weight by 3 pounds. Can you shoot 62 pounds? And I was like, "Oh, shit, yeah, I can." Well, probably, I already know, probably not well, but I haven't shot that much weight in years. But, well, I shot it, and, well, I shot it not well, just like I knew that I
Hmm.
wouldn't, But I bought the damn thing anyway. And, well, it was a lot of work, um, building up to that. But I did. I've killed a couple deer with it.
Now you got
But
into a bit of a fitness regimen this past year or so, maybe
I
2 years.
did
Yeah, you're pretty buff.
over that damn bow.
Really?
Yeah, over
Okay.
that bow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what started it. But yeah, a couple years I've been doing it, and it's over wanting to get in shape. So I know a lot of that doesn't have anything to do with you drawing that bow. I know that, but I think some of it does help. Well, with injuries per se, if you can build
Mm.
your shoulders up, um, I do think that does help. But I guess the old boys say nothing puts you in better shape to shoot your bow than shooting your bow, and that's
Mm.
probably I don't know, but I did it
Well,
all.
well, I
I did
mean,
it.
you're a younger man than me, and I know at my
Yeah,
age, I used to be pretty buff, and
yeah,
I've noticed much muscle atrophy in my older age, and I'm shooting lesser weight than I used to. I'm a right-eye
yeah,
dominant guy shooting lefty, but I really need to start hitting the weights again to build up these back muscles,
yeah,
for tension, because that's where development.
yeah,
Well, a lot. I've noticed a lot of target panic comes from guys that are overbowed.
yeah. I'm no stranger to that.
Hmm.
I've done it my whole life. I've been overbowed most of my life, and I know better. But that's how I started out in the '90s.
Hmm.
If you weren't shooting 55, 60 pounds, you were the P word.
Hmm. Oh
And,
yeah.
and that's how it was. And most of these guys had a short, career in traditional archery because they sucked. And but as a young man, I got good deals on these bows. They fell in my lap because these guys left.
Right.
And so then I shot 55 pounds through most of the '90s, and it was fine. It was all good.
Yeah, I was up there. I was
Middle age,
50, 55, 58 pounds was my thing.
yeah, it was good. I shot, Damon Howard recurves 55 pounds, and that was good. I killed a lot of deer that way.
I
But
remember one year I
the
was.
longbow thing came.
No, go on.
Go ahead.
So the
But,
longbow
but
thing is
yeah,
that's your thing, the longbow.
yeah, but it came later. It did
Mhm.
come later. I've pretty much been a recurve guy most of my life, but I
Mhm.
like it all. I do. But
Hey, do you still have your Browning Wasp?
no, no, no. It's been. I don't even know what the hell happened to that. It came from a garage sale. I got it for $10.
Wow.
The gray
Yes.
limb, pretty bow.
Yeah, I still have my original semi longbow that I first
Yeah.
hunted with. I still have
Hmm.
that. It's fun to shoot. It's 40 pounds, 62
Yeah.
inches. Nothing crazy. Um, oh man, I've bought and sold so many bows over the last several decades. It's ridiculous. That right behind me, that's just a small fraction of what I have now. I have
Yeah.
two other bedrooms with bows in them, and I'm selling them off
Yeah.
as the weeks progress because I really want to just stick to one or two bows. Um, we shall see. But I've got bows in Maryland at my buddy's house. I got bows at another buddy's house. It's like, oh crap, they even have some of my guns. Are you a two season
Hmm.
hunter by any chance?
I am. The gun thing. I'm. Well, I got a boy that's in the military, and he came last year and gun hunted, and I found that I enjoyed him being here and doing that more than doing it myself. And
Hmm.
I only have just a small piece, so hey, if he's in there, he's in there, and
Yep.
that's it. But so I kind of yeah, I kind of hunt bow season and kind of leave the rest for him. And
Yeah.
I kind of with the AHD, I didn't even hunt at home last year. I took a doe the year before, a nice doe the year before with longbow. But last year I just let him have it. He can't make it till January this year. He's going to miss everything.
Hmm.
But all the pups and little does that I'm seeing this year, I'm seeing a lot of them. Makes me happy because he's coming home for good next year. All them deer are going to be right for shooting, and I'll probably go sit in the tree, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Um,
Film.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, I'm just excited for him to come. So yeah, the gun thing, I like it. It's been family tradition over the years, but people are gone and things change.
Yeah.
And it's just not the same anymore. Frick, I work. I work on opening day now. I did the first one last year. Um, you know, Postal Service. They got me
I mean, I'm
working.
still working full time, but I wanted to
Yep.
retire in August. They gave me a freaking raise. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not turning down money. I'll tell you that.
No, the Postal Service is the best job you could have if you don't want to be at work very much.
Hey, I
And
got
you got to pick your time. And I picked
right.
October.
Okay.
I didn't work much October.
It's okay. I've got friends in the postal system. So let me ask you off the cuff here. I noticed I've been mailing a lot of bows using
Yeah.
USPS Ground Advantage. That's something fairly new, isn't it?
Hmm. It is.
I have
They're
not
they're
had any
using
problems. I have not had any problems.
yeah. They they started just going frickin' trucking. That's what they're doing.
Hmm.
They're flat rate trucking. Um, they're not shipping by air as much like they used to.
Right. More like UPS, like
It's
US,
all
yeah, UPS Ground.
yep, 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 for sure. That's the way they're doing it now.
So the
But yeah,
reason
I'm glad
why,
you're not having problems. Just
no, no, I love it. I love it. I'm having great success with it. It's actually getting there to its destination a day earlier than anticipated.
hmm
So happy with that. No problems. I have no complaints. I only use UPS when it's a smaller item like a handle or something like that that I'm working on.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, good things to say. Good things to say, folks. So I'm here to tell you, U.S.
I'm
Postal.
glad because I don't. Yeah,
Make sure you use a lot of bubble wrap when you pack those bows, buddies, and put on there. Use a
oh, that's
red
for
magic
sure.
marker. Do not bend glass. Do not bend glass. Fragile. I mean, whatever you can do to mark that box up, but don't skimp on your packaging, people. Go the extra mile, and your customer will be happy. Trust me. I probably ship 3 bows a week, so and
Yeah,
I've been shipping since the '80s, so that's a lot of bows. Um, at
yeah.
any rate, so what's your arrow setup and broadhead setup when you're bow hunting? Still the Muzzy?
I'm using no, oh no, I'm using Ace.
Okay.
Um, uh, Ace Super Express 200s. I'm using this year I used a 23/64 Rose City cedar shaft. That's what I use this year.
Telephone
Um,
pole.
yeah, yes. A lot of times I use oh I usually use Doug fir, Sherwood
Yeah.
shafts.
Oh yeah.
Um, they're 11/32. The recipe for each one comes out to about 700 grains.
Nice.
Um, that's 29 and a half inches, 5.5 inch, field cut. That's pretty basic, but yeah, that's what I'm using.
Yeah, that'll put a job on a deer.
Oh yeah,
Oh
oh
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, they're the ace heads sharpen up easy. I get them out of the package, and they got a little burr on them. I hit them with a file just to get rid of that, and I take my coarse butcher steel and play with it with that. And yeah, you got to be careful testing them. They'll just cut you. They're
I'm gonna
they're
have to try
nice,
that because
real.
I've been shooting for the last couple of years, 170 grain Eskimos, Zwicky,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
deadly. They're deadly. Oh man, out of a 48-pound bow, they're deadly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blowing right through critters, blowing through pigs, blowing through javelinas. I have yet to kill a deer with one, but yeah, I haven't killed a good deer since
Yeah.
2020. So it's been
Yeah.
a while. Nothing good to shoot here. So I keep flying up north.
Yeah. Killed a couple deer with the mace heads, and I just got to say I'm very impressed. They sharpen easy. They just seem to be the right hardness to where they're not too hard. They're easy to sharpen.
They're
You
also
know,
not very expensive from what I see.
they're not. You can get a half dozen for like $50.
That's great. That's
It
great.
is. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
does your wife hunt?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. She's got a bow. She's got a Kalamazoo Bowworks bow.
Mhm.
That I had Dave build custom for her. But if the grandkids aren't shooting, she's not shooting.
Gotcha.
And the grandkids haven't been shooting in a while, so she's not shooting. She don't have the heart to hunt or kill nothing. She just claims all the tenderloins. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. My wife doesn't either.
That's all good.
I took her hunting one time and she wore makeup and I didn't see it until daylight. I was like, "What are you doing?" She
Yeah.
goes, "I got to look good." I said, "For what?" "Not me. You've been married to me for 20 years."
Yeah. Yeah.
So whatever. But she likes to fish. That's her thing.
Yeah.
She's a
Yeah.
Wisconsin gal. So, those women
Yeah.
in Wisconsin, they grew up fishing.
Yeah. My wife's playing the piano. That's what she's doing.
Oh,
I
that's
don't have a
cool.
hell of a lot to do with. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's all whatever makes her happy, and I'm
My late
glad.
my
Glad
late
she.
grandfather, my late grandfather, who I never met, was a concert pianist.
Yeah.
Actually,
But
he looked like you with the white
yeah.
beard. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Uh,
we're doing a row your boat in our house. That's what we
okay.
got going on. She
Sweet.
something she did when she was younger and picking it back up, and she's catching back on, starting slow. And I'm glad she's got something. I always tell her you need to have something that's just for you. And she always
Yeah.
says, "Well, you have lots of things. My lots of things are all outdoors things." And it's like you're right, I
That's what,
do.
that's
But
what we do,
but you
man.
yeah yeah. But yeah, you
That
need
that
something just
that
for
that
you.
is the formula for a successful marriage.
Yeah.
Just go hunting and don't go out anywhere else.
Yeah.
I stay
Yeah.
I, I stay
Yeah.
home and watch the game shows with my wife when we're eating
Yeah.
dinner. And
Hmm.
then I do this on Tuesdays and tomorrow I'll be in the shop working on bows and I don't ever leave except to go to maybe Home Depot or
Yeah.
Lowe's. Um
She can
that,
look out the window and see me in my tree stand out our
that's
French doors. She can
that's
see
awesome.
me. I'm not that. I'm not
You
very.
should put a mannequin up there one day naked.
Yeah. I can when it's still dark out and in my tree and the TV's still on. Sometimes I leave it on for the dog after the wife leaves. I can see it flashing. I'm close. I'm
That's
real
cool.
close to my house. But yeah, it's like I said. It's just the perfect storm. I mean, I got bedding area, and it's really all it is a funnel. And
That's
you know,
perfect.
some
Yeah.
some years are better than others, but you will get a couple chances in there. If you
Yep.
blow them, that's on you. It's just worked out this year that the first deer I seen was a really good buck,
Yeah.
and he well, I told myself don't f this up. You don't get opportunities like this, and it all worked out. But I had time to think about it with a mother deer in there, and like I said, I
Hmm.
had to wait for him to look away because I'm I'm shooting a 66-inch bow and it's shiny.
Hmm.
It's not Steve's. Well, I played with it. It's got a wipe on poly
Hmm.
finish on it because my bow's got to be pretty. I don't care.
I hear
It
you.
was it was a matte bow when I got it, and I can't have that. It's cherry, it's beautiful, and it needs to be beautiful. So, but it just makes me have to be that much more careful, I guess.
So I've got this new takedown behind me. It's a 60-inch bear takedown. Brazil. It's got Africa Babinga riser with green fiberglass
Hmm.
overlays and green limbs. That's going to Mexico with me in February.
Yeah.
So I call her name is Bessie May, and my Spanish dudes in Mexico, why'd you call it Bessie May? I said, because her last name is Mucho. Bessie May Mucho, which means kiss me a lot in Spanish.
Yeah.
They thought that was funny as hell. Um, so, it's funny. I want to thank you in advance for coming on at such late notice because I got ghosted tonight by Tink Nathan. Tink
Yeah.
Nathan, 69, Tink 69. So
Yeah. Yeah.
apparently I've been talking to some dude who hacked his account,
Oh, okay. Oh,
Messenger.
shit.
So I
Yeah.
sent the guy the link for the invite. I sent the manuscript, which was
Mhm.
extensive, ghosted me. I was like, damn. And this happened to me a couple of months ago with Jim Shockey.
Yeah.
I had him coming on and he ghosted me. And it wasn't any of these guys. It's
Right.
whoever's hacked their accounts.
Yeah. You certainly. Yeah.
And so when you get like a celebrity or somebody, like I'm afraid to even send an email to Steve Ranella from Meat Eater. You know,
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen with that. How do I get a hold of
If
these
you
people?
accept it, you start getting all a bunch of BS.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
like Ted Nugent, I'm friends with his wife. Okay.
Yeah.
So I know I can get to Ted through her.
Hmm.
But she actually sends me messages and shit. And, I know it's
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
Because I do meditation and stuff like that. And she's into that shit too. Um,
Yeah.
I've been meditating since the 70s. And let me tell you what, it's a game changer for your mental health. People, look into it. Transcendental meditation or Silva mind control. I had straight F's in high school, and I went to straight A's because of it. My life has been successful. My career has been successful because of it. My marriage now, second time around, has been successful. Uh, a lot of good things come from it because it's all about positive thinking. You don't ever see really much negativity from me, other than pissed off at the Democrats. Um, and you and I are very like-minded. We
Oh,
hit
I
it
believe
off.
so.
Yeah, we hit it off
Yeah.
real well years ago when we started talking to each other, and we never physically met
Yeah.
until tonight, um, virtually, if you will.
Yep.
And hey, you going to the T-Cats thing this year?
Hmm.
Coming in Kazoo?
I might just, I'm going to work that. I'm
Oh,
oh, I'm in the Michigan Longbow Association.
thank you for the T-shirt, by
I'm
the
a
way.
board. Hey, no problem. But yeah, I'm going to be working that. Um, I, I got to see how much time I can blow off from the Postal Service. But yeah, I need to do that. Um, yeah, that's a neat thing. But I've
If
never
I
done it.
if I make it, it's going to be a last minute decision
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm really teetering on the edge of using up all my PTO because of all these hunts and stuff. My wife, I'm taking her on a
Oh,
cruise,
yeah,
and then we're going to the
yeah,
PBS banquet in March. So I was like, oh God. So
yeah. My
that's in.
shit's used up.
Mhm.
But yeah, for the Michigan Longbow Association, I've got time that I'm going to be working the booth and the kids shoot and things like that. Um, so I'll be there anyways. It just matters how much time I can squeak getting off, just like what you're saying.
So here's something new that you didn't know. You're going to announce it tonight. I'm making bolo ties now, antler
Oh yeah,
burr bolo ties, and I'm going to hand paint animals on them. You know,
badass.
the brain is
Yeah,
constantly working, brother. No
yeah. Oh
Alzheimer's
yeah.
for this guy.
No, you got to keep thinking. That's
Yeah,
badass.
I took a test today for dementia and Alzheimer's, and I passed with flying colors. So I'm good.
Good, good, good.
Yeah, runs in my family. That's why I took the test. I wanted to find out.
Oh yeah.
They said,
Diabetes runs in mine. That's why I'm
so.
trying to stay
Well, I'm a
active.
diabetic, so let's talk about
Yeah.
Wilfred Brimley. That's
Right.
a fond guy between you and I. The
Right.
diabetes. So
Diabetes.
um, that killed him, but he was a type one. That dude
Yeah.
was fat
Yeah.
as shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
he ate poorly, drank a lot.
Yeah.
But he got the beatus, and the beatus killed him.
The Beatles will do it.
What's in the glass there?
It is Sheboygan Brewing Company Blood Orange.
Oh, that sounds good. Is it an IPA or is it a Hefeweizen?
It's It's not an IPA. It's a craft beer, but it's made in Sheboygan, Michigan.
Mm.
I was up there and I stayed at a resort with the grandkids and my wife, and they had this, and I drank a couple of these, and like this beer is phenomenal. And they have tons of different beers out. So yeah, this is yeah, it's kind of expensive, but that's
Hey,
what's on the board tonight.
yeah, well,
Good,
I'm drinking the Droptine Traditions Double. It's vodka and iced tea
nice, nice.
with an extra lemon. I just love lemon. Um,
Hmm.
so now, Paul, have you hunted outside of Michigan? Any out of state hunts?
I have not.
Okay. So
It's on the.
how about bear hunting?
Never did that. No, pretty much just whitetail and small game. I rabbit hunt with a bow, and
Mm.
you know
Oh, I love
that's
that during the snow. Oh man.
oh yeah, it's wonderful. It is.
So
It's good
I
to get
shot when I
outside.
lived in New Jersey. I got a good story about rabbit hunting. I was rabbit hunting with a buddy of mine at night, and they were it was cottontails, but there was snow on the ground. But we were hunting in this area, this like pasture, if you will, and there's a fence. And right on the other side of the fence was the New Jersey Turnpike and a toll booth. And I shot at this rabbit. The arrow missed the rabbit, hit the chain link fence, and ricocheted off and hit this tractor trailer in a tire. This dude, yeah, man, we got the hell out of there. Um,
All right.
that was crazy. But yeah, that was the New Jersey hunting is like that.
Hmm.
Um, can you tell us a story, one of your favorite hunts in all your years of bow hunting?
Oh wow.
I'm
You
sure
know,
you got some memorable ones.
actually, it might just be a rabbit hunt, and
Go.
it was just a very meaningful thing. My dad passed on um about 6 years ago now, and I got a Bear
Sorry.
Montana. I got a Bear Montana that was his. He wanted
Hmm.
me to have it, and um, well, I'm still yet to hunt whitetail with that.
Okay.
I have a little bit. I've taken it with me and whatever. I just haven't shot at it, a deer with it. But I small game hunt, and I generally hunt state ground. And I was out there that day, and it was a beautiful winter day, snow on the ground.
Hmm.
Um, Walking through the woods. The key to hunting rabbits with a longbow or a recurve is to find a stupid one. If you can find one that'll freeze and think
Yeah.
that you don't see it, that's wonderful. Because otherwise, it just ends up the rest of the afternoon me looking for arrows. That's what happens. That day, that day, I just happened to be walking through, a patch of green briars and looked, and there's a rabbit, and he appeared to be really stupid. And I took that, and I had a homemade arrow, a cedar, um, and it was a Magnus head, 100 or 125. That was
Mm.
a head that I took that was on a broken cedar arrow shaft, a mount that my dad had, just a euro or some dang spike that he shot with a longbow.
Hmm.
I put that on there and I small game hunted it because I thought it'd be cool to kill that with, you know, anything with something that my dad killed a deer with, plus the bow that my dad gave me. Well, anyway, I ended up shooting that rabbit right through the eyeball with that Magnus
Mm.
head and spiked him to the ground. And rabbits die easy. You'd think that it would have been all over, but no, that thing squealed and did all kinds of. I had to,
Yeah.
well, I had to go and unspike him from the ground and, force death on him. But when I walked out of there, I was so proud. I had my dad's old longbow, a rabbit that I killed with a cedar arrow that I made. And you think I saw anybody that day? Nope. Every other day that I ever hunted that property, I'd seen 3 or 4 people,
Right.
but not that day. I looked like the coolest guy that ever walked out of there with a rabbit ever, and nope, never seen nobody. But I made the baddest ass pot of rabbit stew out of that rabbit. That was probably one of my more favorite ones.
So I've eaten rabbit before, but prepared for me like at a very high-end restaurant, okay,
Hmm.
in New York City. And it was
Yeah,
always with black currants and all sorts of shit on it,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Isn't rabbit kind of greasy, or is that just squirrel?
Um, I don't feel that either one are really.
Okay,
They don't have a lot of fat on them. Neither one
okay,
of them do.
okay,
Um, they're once you boil them or do whatever you got to do with them, they're really like handling chicken.
okay.
They really don't have no, not at all.
And
I
I'm
just
I'm I'm ignorant because I've never eaten other than that rabbit at a high-end restaurant
yeah,
with
yeah.
my ex-wife at a beautiful restaurant, and
I just picked the bones like you would chicken,
mhm.
and crock pot. I put a little like half and half heavy whipping cream. Make like a like a like a stew gravy, vegetables. It's wonderful.
Do you like to cook?
Oh, I love to cook.
Oh, we're gonna have to share recipes. I've got a bunch of recipes on my website that I've been posting,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna send them to you. Do you
Oh,
like
awesome.
wings? Do you like wings?
I like everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I've got a killer mango habanero
Mm.
sauce for wings, where it's not too hot,
Yeah.
but it brings the sweetness, and then you get ooh. I got the
Yeah. A
heat.
little bit.
Yep,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
You don't want. Have you ever seen that show Hot Ones with celebrities eating wings?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't need nothing like that.
No, that's I
Yeah.
mean, they get to that the
Yeah. But
bomb. I was like, oh my god.
yeah. As we get older, it's the mouth, your mouth burning is the least of your worries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So speaking about that, in Maryland, I'm famous for this thing called the pink plug. You ever heard of that?
No.
Okay. So, we all like to have coffee and stuff before we go hunting. Usually that
Hmm.
generates a lot of bowel movement when
Oh
you're in the
right.
tree. And
Yeah.
that's the last thing you want. So what I do is I buy the minis of Pepto-Bismol.
Okay. Yeah.
Every time I go hunt, I chug two. I don't crap for like 2 days. I,
Perfect.
I was so bound up on this last trip that I went on. I was miserable. Finally, I said to my buddy,
Oh yeah.
I'm drinking coffee and I'm not taking any more of these things. And then I'm going to
Hmm.
eat all sorts of crap we have laying around, leftovers, for breakfast. And sure as hell, man, I was like, whoa, 10 o'clock. I got to get back to the house, doing the old trot. Yeah, I was good. I must have lost 10 pounds that day. But um, yeah, you and I have the same sense of humor. We share a lot of humor. Um, I think the humor started with the diabetes thing, and then it got
It
sicker.
was. Yeah.
It got twisted after that. So thank you.
Right.
Um, so let me ask you a question. What are you've been how long have you been traditional bow hunting now? 50 years?
Oh yeah. Oh, about 40-ish.
Okay.
40-ish.
So looking at it from when you started traditional archery to now,
Mhm.
has it exploded or not? Or is it like
You know,
what's it
it's
doing?
it. I think it's really in a good place right now. I
Hmm.
really do. I seen it in the '90s was the biggest explosion I would say I've ever seen. But there was a little bit of a doldrum for a while. But I think it's back. And you know what? I think there'll always for sure be a place for it. I've got a buddy. He invites me to his deer camp, and he tells his kids that are in their 20s, you come to this deer camp, you got to shoot a traditional bow. One
Mm.
of them's picked it up, one of them hasn't. He hunts. Well, he has. He hunts with one when he's there, but you know, it, it's a seed that's planted, and they get hooked, and it's wonderful. My buddy's boy got gifted. It was a Three Rivers bow. I can't remember what it was, but we taught this kid how to shoot deer camp last year, and he killed an 8 point this year.
Good.
He was texting me every night, wanting to know how to get close to this deer, and he was excited. His dad was out of town, and so he was hitting me up. But yeah, he made it happen. So yeah, it's like that was all downhill from here now. You've had your beginner's luck. So now you're gonna get your ass kicked. But
So last
but
year,
yeah.
my 9-year-old grandson killed his first deer.
Hmm.
and Pops didn't kill one. So my middle
Yep.
son Todd, we razzed his ass for Thanksgiving dinner because we had
Yeah.
venison tenderloin from my grandson.
Yeah.
And
Well, wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, so hopefully they can do a repeat this year. They're hunting again in Ohio.
Yeah.
They live here, so they go to Ohio to, um, I guess the father-in-law's farm up there. They got acreage out the wazoo, so
Hmm.
good exposure. My son's doing a great job. He's the coach of the football team. He's raising the kid right. He's doing a great job. Um,
Good. Good.
can't say enough about it. My daughter hunts. That's it. I have 5 kids, and only my middle son and my daughter hunt. But that's okay. Hey, some guys are made for
Sure.
it, and some
Yeah.
guys aren't. You know,
That's it. Yep.
uh,
But yeah.
it's
Yep.
one of those things.
Yep. My buddy and his kids, they're, they're grown ass men. They're kids to us.
Yeah.
But my buddy only got into this 4 years ago or so,
Hmm.
and he killed a hen turkey the other day, and he hasn't
Nice.
killed a deer. He hasn't. Well, he has, but how that goes when you're starting
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But it's he's got the drive and everything's coming together. But yeah, his kid got one, and
Hmm.
that's freaking awesome.
So your son, is that your only child?
It's a step,
Hmm.
but my wife has five,
Sweet.
but he's the only one that really hunts.
Right.
So when he comes home, it's a big deal. He's been killing game in Spain in the mountains.
Okay.
He's killed ibex, red
Wow.
stag. He's done some neat shit over there. I tell him, do it up while you're there. He killed a nice fallow deer the other day, but he's still never killed a whitetail buck. He's taken some does. He took a doe last time he was home, but you
Hmm.
know, but yeah, let's do all that shit up while you're there. But these
Well,
deer will be waiting for you.
I mean, Europe's a weird place to hunt because depending on the country, you need like permission this and permission that, and
Yeah, the government owns everything, including the animal you're shooting. Yeah, it's a weird thing.
yeah, I've never hunted in
But
Europe.
yeah,
I'd like to, but I don't know.
yeah,
We'll see how many more years and how my health goes. I'm pretty damn healthy right now, so we'll see.
yeah,
That's really what I'm concentrating on now. That's why I'm selling bows because I want to start going on hunts. Because I could have done it
yeah,
years and years ago, but that's kind of killed my first marriage. That and my bow
yeah.
collecting, So my wife thinks my bow collecting's great because it keeps me home. I'm just sitting there fondling bows in the shop, and recording videos to put on Facebook and whatever. But
Is this signal staying with you, Rich? I'm
yeah,
moving a
we're
little
good. We're
bit.
good. We're good. We're good. A little delay, but that's fine. I can hear you fine.
Yeah,
So, hey, it beats being ghosted, right? What are
it
you getting?
does.
Are
That's
you
for
get? Are you
sure.
are you getting another beer?
I am,
Good for you.
but I was about ready to explode. So I'm actually outside on a nice November evening doing what we all know I'm doing.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome. One of these days, I'm gonna do a podcast while taking a crap. So
Right.
that would be hilarious.
That's how we learned wonderful things and memes and the things that I send you. Most of them I find when I'm taking a crap.
That's awesome. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Um,
And
ha,
some of
ha,
them are horrible. Actually, one of the last videos I sent you was somebody taking a crap.
yes, it was. Uh, have you ever taken a crap in a Ziploc bag 18 feet in the air?
I haven't.
I have.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's talent, especially when it's
Now we're
19 below zero.
now we're getting to the guts of this podcast.
Well, why
The
not?
thing the things that you and I have in common is that we're both kind of a little bit rotten to the core. Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's true.
But
And
it's
what's
all
fun?
good.
And what's funny
Yep.
is I've had guys, I've been polling people, nobody answers me or anything. So my older buddies that are in their 70s and 80s,
Hmm.
you can shorten a podcast. It's too long because the attention span of a senior citizen is
Yeah.
zero. So I'm trying to cut them down to about an hour and a half max. So
Yeah.
buyer beware. But
Yeah.
I think we're good here. I mean, we're already into almost two. We're actually an hour in now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And this was so easy because I had no script, no manuscript. We're just talking like two dudes.
Yep.
Uh, let me see. What else do I got here? Oh, so what do you got planned for the rest of the year besides, trying to get off the hunt?
That's pretty much it. The wife's got some projects for me to do, some bathrooms to remodel, things of that nature. Just, you know,
Okay.
working because they make me.
Now
But as go ahead.
no, you fed the wife dinner this evening. What did you make?
Oh, tonight I didn't do shit.
Oh,
I
okay.
uh I went and got rotisserie chicken
Hey now.
and I was gonna get some fries for the air fryer, but I thought a healthier choice would be green beans. And I got some fresh green beans and did them instead, which she loves.
Yeah.
So that's, I try to be health minded a little bit.
Yeah.
Try to.
So my dinner
But
tonight when I leave this podcast is my wife works at Costco part time. They got some
oh
killer.
nice.
They got some killer chili there, man, dude. So when I
Oh
get
yeah.
it, I put a little orange juice in it. Oh, it's just fantastic.
Yeah.
And some chopped onion with cheddar cheese. Oh God.
Since that we're rotten, both of us,
Yeah.
since yesterday, I've laid out the perfect storm for the ride to work when nobody can appreciate it but me, and I have to roll both windows down. I had venison tenderloin chili. That's
Oh
not,
man.
and it was wonderful. I had that, and then I had oh whey protein, great big whey
Oh,
protein shake
that is
at work.
dangerous. That is
It is.
dangerous.
And then when I got home at night, I was going to lift. So I did whey protein first thing when I got home. And then I had 8 scrambled eggs
Oh,
after that chili.
you
So when I
sick, you
woke
sick
up,
bastard. Oh,
when I went to work this morning, as soon as I woke up, I knew there was going to be a problem.
yeah.
I sounded like letting the air out of a balloon
Oh,
the whole morning.
yeah.
And yeah, and I thought to myself when I farted once, it was as long as my arm. It's just a damn shame that there's nobody in the car with me. That's the thing. It could have been anybody. I wouldn't have cared.
You ever see that guy on
Um,
Instagram that's always faking his farts? He's like, he's a big fat
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I love that guy.
I don't have to do that. I can
No.
really do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's horrible. Actually, my eyes started to burn, and I'm hard to offend, but I offended myself and had to roll the windows
Well,
down.
I had the American flag hanging up behind me and I sharted a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. I had to wash it. So it was a mess. But
Well, right. I mean,
yeah.
we're not kids anymore.
No. So, hey, Paul, so we're at an hour. I'm going to go ahead and shut this bad boy down. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on with me last minute notice. I want to thank your wife for her patience and putting up with you. And
Oh, all right. She's got a big job to do.
yes, right. That's right, brother.
She
Uh,
does.
so, people, please like and subscribe. Subscribe's everything. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get this podcast off the ground on YouTube. Um, And above all, what's really important, mental health is a big issue. Like each other, love each other, respect each other. If you see something, say something. And that's pretty much it, man. How you been? All right, brothers. Paul, thank you so much.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I'll probably talk to you tomorrow anyway because I talk to you every day.
Right.
All right, brother. You take care.
Yeah. You too, brother.
All right,
Thanks for
bro.
having me on.
Peace out.
Oh, yeah.